As if things could get any worse for insurance giant the AMP. Today it was looking at potentially 2 class actions over claims shareholders have been misled, deceived and not informed in a timely manner.
Looked at the ASX releases and nowhere have they released to their shareholders or potential shareholders the things that came out last week in the Royal Commission.
After evidence that the AMP misled corporate regulator ASIC on at least 20 occasions, its chief executive quit immediately on Friday. But shareholders don't think that's enough.
There are then 3 directors who are up for re-election. We may vote against them, we may vote against 1 or 2 of them, we may vote against all 3 of them.
As for any pay review for the board or management, they say forget it.
Not to go and pay the senior executives who have destroyed so much value and even worse have destroyed the reputation of a 160-year-old company.
Today the ANZ was grilled about whether the bank's profit or customers' well-being came first, and this from its own testimony.
ANZ Financial Planning had a culture of emphasising the growth of business more than the best interests of the client.
That changed once the Future of Financial Advice legislation became law in 2015. It outlawed commission payments to financial advisors.
There needed to be greater emphasis in the remuneration incentives based on other factors.
In other words, the quality of advice rather than how much money the advisors raked in. But ANZ management, oddly, still had an incentive payment based on how much came through the door.
What component of the management scorecard relates to revenue?
My recollection is it is 15%.
And why has that not been removed?
I don't know, I'm not sure.
While the ANZ admitted all that, the bank put out a trading update to the markets explaining its Royal Commission legal costs could top $50 million this year. But also a dose of reality from the Royal Commissioner himself, trying to work out what level of error is reasonable.
It's a human system. People make mistakes. People do wrong things. What should be the target?
It's impossible to reduce it to 0 because humans and technology will make mistakes.
OK, let's go live to Nine's finance editor, Ross Greenwood. Ross, where will this end for AMP?
Well, for the AMP, it's pretty tough right now, and you can see that in its share price. The share price, since just shortly before the Royal Commission got underway, is down by 23%. Now, one of the reasons why, of course, all these legal actions, and the latest actually was joined just late this afternoon with Slater and Gordon becoming the 3rd lawyer contemplating a class action, is all because the information coming out in the Royal Commission has not been told to the shareholders. So as a result of that, the AMP now finds itself really potentially the subject of a significant action from aggrieved shareholders. It was also back in the witness box this afternoon, the AMP this time explaining why it was that some investors got very poor advice that saw them twisted out of one product put into another for the sole benefit, financial benefit, of the advisor doing that work.